For what is only the second time in DFL history, we welcome you back to Miami, here for round 12 of the DFL Championship. The last and only other time we were here, we saw Preston take pole position, but then after a hard-fought battle between him, Charlie and George that did not stop the entire race, he went on and lost the race by taking P2, whilst George took P3 and Charlie was the man who went on to claim P1 that race. But can he replicate that today? That is the question we're all wondering, with George leading him in the championship by a mere 45 points. Well, we've asked that question. So people, without further ado, the guys are out on track. So let's find out today who will take pole position here in Season 4 at Miami. And as I say every other video, he's actually back. I didn't say it past two videos because he wasn't here, but he is back to save me from the pain of commentating on my own, because as you saw from past two races, I can no longer physically do it by myself. I don't know how not, but here we are. But Preston is back on commentary.
Well done.
How do you feel to be back after driving the last two times?
It was nice. Prefer. It was quite chaotic the past two races, so it's nice to just be able to sit back and relax.
You you prefer it up here now, do you?
Compared to what those two races were, yeah.
Fair enough. But how are you feeling about this race today? Who do you think will really not dominate this track, but do well on this track?
The Alpines. Put it blunt. They're just incredible at every track. But there is also, I do see like someone else maybe mixing it up a little bit. Maybe Alpine don't get a 1-2 this race. Maybe you do see someone else maybe getting it.
Who knows? It would be nice to see, wouldn't it? Just for once.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a change.
But nonetheless, it is now round 12. So we officially have only, if my maths is correct, 6 races left of this season.
How many is that?
18 in total.
Yeah, it is then.
Which is just maddening, because it feels like only yesterday, all Charlie looks to have spun out, his wings gone. That's a perfect start for him. It feels like only a few days ago I thought we started this season, and now we're over halfway. Only got 6 races left to go. It doesn't feel right, does it?
Yeah, I mean, we're like, was that 2/3 of the way through now? So, yeah, we can start to see who's really going to be in the title race now.
Yes, I think we have our main 2 competitors. As much as I hate to say it, but as much as you have reminded me constantly, I think I can agree with you now that Callum is no longer in this championship fight. As sad as it is.
Yeah, he's going. If he is to be back in it, his results have really got to go his way. But yeah, I struggle to see it really going back towards his way again, and I think it's going to be a battle between, also, like you said, those 2 drivers. Peter maybe, but I think he's a little bit far off now. I think his surge was a little too late, but who knows, he might prove us wrong.
Who knows? I mean, I was about to bring that up. Although Callum is out of the main championship fight now, he's still in a battle for 3rd place with Peter.
Yeah, he is. I mean, Peter in recent times has been very dominant, so he's going to have to step it up a gear if he's going to want to sort of challenge Peter for that 3rd position. But it could come down to maybe Charlie's dropping down. He fights Charlie for 3rd or whatever else. But yeah, it's still a bit open down in the 3rd position. But yeah, I think it's the top position. It's really between 2, isn't it?
True, very true. But as we were talking the whole time, we saw some of the drivers set some times. The Red Bulls are still to go, but I think one of them's about to cross the line, so we'll wait until. Yeah, there goes Harry as well. So currently, Harry sticks it in P5 with a 130.363. Callum sticks it in P4 with a 129.918. Jamie in P3 with a 129.704. Peter in P2 with a 129.146. And the only man to get a 128 is George, who sticks it on provisional pole position. That is what makes him so good to get such good times?
Consistency, I suppose. He really knows how to extract the fastest time out of a car. So on like a one-lap sprint sort of thing. And there's a couple of drivers out there which are better for race scenarios, such as like Harry and Callum and that lot. I know they prefer to do like tyre deg. They were better with that, but yeah. George is just so quick on like that one-lap sprint.
Very true, very true. And he's definitely shown it this season. He's shown how good he is in quality, setting record after record. Of course, there were some tracks that he didn't set records on. We know that, but most of the tracks he did, and he's setting another one here today because, of course, the last qualifying here was a rainy qualifying. And you set a 135, 134, one of those. I did just see it, but I completely forgotten about it. But it's like 135 something. So of course, it being dry this time will have completely changed it.
Yeah. Obviously, it's hard to compare because it's two different scenarios. But yeah, I think regardless of whatever happens, is going to set the new league record here, just because obviously it was rain last time, so it should be interesting. And if it was rain last time, it could be rain for the race. And as we've seen previously in this past of the season, when there's been rain, it's more drama, and it's probably go as far to say it's more exciting, just because you get so many more drivers in contention for the win.
Very true. The Alpines don't seem to be not that comfortable as such, but that great in the rain as such, if you get what I mean, without being too harsh.
It's a slight flaw to their impenetrable armour they've got at the moment, with how quick they are. It's it's nice to know there is a weakness to the Alpines, that's, you could say.
Very true, very true, but I can now confirm to you all, however, a little bit of a confirmation, that most of the guys here driving will be, I think all of them actually here driving right now, all 6 of them will be, no, I'm getting mixed up here. What I'm trying to say is 5 out of the 6 of the guys driving right now will be driving next season. However, a little bit of a confirmation for you all, Callum won't be driving next season. He'll actually be taking a step into the DFL management role, helping me out, making the league better. So if any of you have any suggestions on how to make this league better, let me and Callum know, and we'll see what we can do, of course, and we'll see what works, what doesn't, and who knows. But so right now we have about 5 confirmed full-time drivers, I would say. Preston, obviously, you're not a definite, but you're up there, maybe, aren't you? Sort of.
Yeah. Just about sort of seeing where I am when it comes to this end of the season, seeing what seats are available,
And just generally how good the new game is, of course.
Oh yeah, that too.
No, what am I talking about? We're not on a game. This is real life.
It's completely real life.
Yeah, we're actually up in a commentary box right now. We're right next to each other, you see. These guys are actually sitting in 100 degrees cockpits in their F1 cars. Yeah, totally. But speaking about an F1 car, one of the Red Bull drivers, Charlie, sets a new lap time. Did a minute ago whilst we were talking. Seems to be a theme running with this race so far. But he sits it in P3 with a 129.629, and something I forgot to mention was today is also a sprint race, people. Of course, you would have seen from the title. Of course, because as you know, we're splitting qualifying and the actual race now. And of course, sprint race goes with the qualifying on the Saturdays. So he will be P3 for the sprint race. And we'll see what the result is when the sprint race is done. But that's more points for the drivers today to bring in. So if, who knows, it could make the championship even more interesting. We've got this and one more to do, haven't we? We've got the other ones in Belgium, I believe.
Yes. I always lose track of where these sprints are, but yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's just and two more sort of opportunities for drivers to get some extra points, potentially closing some gaps, closing some championship fights. Who knows? Could make it a bit more interesting, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, we have 7 more minutes after qualifying. This qualifying is feeling like it's extra slow today. I don't know if you're getting the same feeling as I am, but normally it feels a bit quicker. But normally more of the guys are out. But who knows it? Oh, what's happened?
George just spun, lost his wing. I don't know if that was him pushing too much and hit a curb, or I don't know, but it's interesting to know that he has spun so far. So
yeah,
he hasn't been flawless around here.
Potential weakness on the Miami track. I don't think we saw it last season as such when the three-way battle between you three was going on, but nonetheless, it's showing this season.
Would spice things up a little bit, wouldn't it?
It definitely would. But yes, I'm not sure if there'll be any more changes, to be fair, with these times. We'll have to see how it goes, of course. But, I mean, right now, of course, we're going to discuss both championships. George currently leads the drivers by a mere 45 points. Closable by Charlie. But results have to again go his way, like they would Callum's if he had a chance in it. However, constructors, Alpine are so far ahead right now. Is there any chance for Red Bull or McLaren at all to catch up?
I'd probably say no, if I'm being totally honest. Just because of the consistency between the two teams. Red Bull and Alpine have drivers missing, and not Alpine, sorry, Red Bull and McLaren. But Alpine just never seem to have anyone missing, and well, they're always up there. So I don't see that really changing. It's probably a battle for second. It's probably going to be more on the cards.
Fair enough. It is funny how, of course, we had Connor and Alex as full-time drivers, but because they weren't really showing up, I made them reserve drivers. And it's funny how the team that barely ever have a driver missing now has the most reserves.
Yeah. It is quite weird to think about, but at least they have someone that can slot in when they're not there.
Very true. They don't have to feel the pressure of being there all the time. However, George probably does. Although, no, both of them probably do still because of the Drivers' Championship, you know. Obviously, they're in their own battles right now, so who knows. But Peter sets a purple Sector 1 here. This could be interesting.
Yeah, it's Sector 2 you've really got to watch out for, because just for this, chicane bit that's on the top of this hill around, as he will now be approaching. You can lose your rear quite easily there, but he seems to have gone through it fine. Don't mess up and hit the wall, which he hasn't done. And he's hit a purple again. This could be a good lap.
Imagine if he goes and takes provisional pole position from George. I mean, obviously not last race. I need to check back. I don't think it definitely wasn't last race, but the 3 races before then, I believe. Yes, Hungary, Jeddah, and Singapore. Peter did win.
And he doesn't. His third sector was not good enough.
Potentially losing some time, not hitting an apex correctly or something.
Yeah, I think after that big long straight you have, I think he was a bit late on the brakes because he did go a bit deep in there. But apart from that, I didn't see anything else wrong. So George must literally have put in a perfect sector 3.
Very.
Unless, of course, actually, George has a slightly different setup to Peter, and also goes faster down that straight and gain a lot more time there.
Who knows? Whatever it is, he just lost time at simple. But K-Mag a 5-place grid penalty. Now Leclerc as well for illegal blocking. What is going on here? Two AIs.
A lot of AIs just went out of the pits at the same time there and all blocking each other.
Fair enough. But Jamie's gone up to P3 now for 129.481.
Yeah, that's a good lap from him, to be fair. I did think that maybe he did struggle a little bit because I saw him go out on the second attempt and didn't improve, so I didn't know what happened there. But it's good to see that he's improved on it and he's got ahead of the Red Bull.
Very true, very true. It's also nice to see because that means that Jamie now has a chance, however little, but a chance to overtake those Alpines. If he can pull it off.
But yeah, if he can get in the mix of them, he can annoy them. Maybe cause a mistake because, especially going into Sector 1, there's pretty much nowhere to overtake. It's a lot of weaving.
Oh!
Oh no, he's just retired in the pits.
Gets us every time, don't it?
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, in Sector 1 is a lot of weaving and there's not really any margin to really overtake. So if you can get in there first from the start, you could really start to annoy them and it could invite others on the next following sectors to try and make a move.
Very true, but as we know with a sprint race, I think it's about survival more than people want to overtake. You know, of course people will try and overtake, will try their best to, won't they? But
yeah,
unfortunately there's that element of it's just about surviving, and I love hiccups when I commentate, and I swear this happens every single time this season. But yeah, whether Jamie potentially might go for an overtake or just hold back and see if he can just remain P3, who knows?
But yeah, it'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on. I think we've got 3 drivers here about to do their laps as well, if you see on the straight. The Red Bull, the Ferrari and the McLaren.
Yep. And I think also, both Red Bulls are out.
Oh yeah, both Red Bulls, sorry, yeah. One's just further ahead.
Yeah, so that'll be their final laps for today. I'm not sure whether George might... Oh, George is out as well, just a bit further ahead. So all 4 of them will set their final times, see if they can improve, see if they can just get ahead of whoever, see if George can boost that pole record even further. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, of course. But it's been a very interesting qualifying. I've very much enjoyed it. Have you, Preston?
Yeah, I'd say it's not probably been as eventful as others have been, but yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's an interesting battle to see what's going to happen between his McLaren and Red Bull, so.
Very true, but I believe George put in a purple Sector 1 and Sector 2, so he may just go and improve his time here. He's on a 23, 24, 25, what's it going to be? Will he reach a 27? Oh, he betters his time by a 128.019.
Almost reaching the 27s, but again, that you can see the difference between him and Peter there. 9/10.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Absolute mental, but now Charlie crosses the line. Doesn't improve his time that much, I don't think.
He slightly did.
Fair enough. Harry now gets into the 129s here. Nicely done by Harry. And now Callum will be the final one to cross the line. No, we won't. Why are you going into pits, Callum? That takes forever.
And now we wait for Callum.
Yep. Why do they make this so painful for us? But people... We're not going to make it painful for you because we are going to say we'll be right back with you with the qualifying leaderboard in a second. Don't go anywhere, people. You won't want to miss it. See you in a second. But here is your qualifying leaderboard. George sticks in pole position, Peter in P2, Jamie in P3, Charlie in P4, Callum P5, and Harry P6. Thank you for watching this qualifying. We'll be back with you with the sprint race in a second. Don't go anywhere, people. Do not be late. See you in a second. Welcome everybody to the Miami Sprint Race Formation Lap. Oh, George has gone already.
Good start.
Oh, this has just made it interesting. I mean, I know no overtakes has happened yet, but if George is already crashing out...
Oh. George and Jamie both put to the start. Cold tyres for them.
This could be really interesting. This has just heated it up even more. I'm excited for this race now.
Yeah, you don't say. So, it's going to have some drama, isn't it?
But people, what a hopefully good sprint race we're in for today. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And of course, earlier I did say for videos get released on a Saturday and Sunday now, but of course this is after Jeddah, and as you can probably, as I said in Jeddah, and I'm saying it right now, obviously this decision has been made halfway through the season, so I completely forget about it sometimes. Videos also come out on either a Tuesday and Wednesday or a Thursday on a Wednesday and Thursday. Still haven't made my mind up on that yet. You obviously, it'll be correct by the time this comes out, but yeah, so it could be one of those days either. You don't know. I don't know yet. You're gonna have, who knows? It's such a pointless fact because obviously you're on that day by now and you're watching this on that day. But I thought I'd bring it up nonetheless.
Just to point out, the drivers have said that it looks laggy from their point of view. The people are all over the place.
Oh, you're joking.
So, as long as it's... No one's done anything wrong so far, but as long as it says there could be even more drama.
We know what happens when it gets laggy. People want to restart, so... This ain't looking good, is it?
No, it should be fine, as long as some drivers survive the first corner.
We'll have to see. I mean, all the guys are above the AIs anyway, so as long as they don't do anything reckless to each other, they won't have the AI's recklessness to worry about, you know?
Nope.
But...
As we prepare for all this stuff... If it's everything's done.
Oh.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out. And away we go here. Pete gets a better start than George. George is falling down. Oh, there's both McLarens fighting each other. The Red Bull going down the inside.
Oh!
There's contact.
Oh! What the hell has just happened? Peter's been sent straight down the pack. Callum's in P1, Charlie in P2, George has dropped to P3, Harry now P4, and Jamie's dropped all the way down as well. Utter chaos to start this race.
Wow. And this is just a sprint.
I mean, Callum's in front. This is major.
He did make a couple of great moves there. I mean, it's hard to keep track of where drivers were in that first couple of corners.
I can't wait now until people want penalties set against each other, because I know that's coming for certain. Oh, it looks like Charlie's catching up to Callum, maybe looking for an overtake any minute now. Will that happen? I mean, George is right behind Charlie even. Harry right behind George. Although, no, just a bit more behind George, but that doesn't matter. We could see a three-way, potentially four-way battle right here.
It's a really long straight. You can just see all the drivers along it. George went looking down the inside, wasn't quite close enough. He's just going to sit nicely behind Charlie.
I can sort of see what they mean by the lag, because as soon as George got a bit close to Charlie, he was kind of jumping a bit. But it doesn't look too bad from our perspective, but obviously it can look worse from the drivers, can't it?
Yeah.
Oh!
I mean, oh!
George has spun out, or not spun out, but slipped out, went a bit wide, and Harry's taken advantage and gone up to P3 here.
It's a great result for the Red Bulls. Imagine they start here for the actual race. Both Alpines behind.
Yeah.
Can't ask for anything better.
This is not looking good for George at all. I mean, we did not expect this at all. We expected the Alpines to be on top. And George now, round on the outside. Will he get it? No. Harry holds him off, just about.
Yeah, it was really good defence from Harry there. He knew he needed to keep the inside, so he just stayed alongside him, around the inside, and it was always going to be his.
Very true, but George now coming back, potentially no, can't squeeze it. But will he get it on the straight? Of course, no DRS has been activated yet, so he will not get that advantage. Both of them probably have a very full ERS, so there'll be no advantage there either. It'll be down to the slipstream and driver skill now. George pulling onto the outside. Will he make this work? Ooh.
No, it seems as though the inside's just the better place to be for these overtakes. And there we see George going down the inside now. And that's his move done.
Back up to P3 for George. Now has Charlie in front of him, but a 2.2 second gap. Whilst he also has Harry still putting pressure on him. Don't count Harry out just yet, people.
Yeah, he's the ultimate team player there, wasn't he? Really holding off George. Oh, that was fun.
Oh my god. This race has not gone well so far for multiple people except the Red Bulls, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Charlie and Harry have really benefited from this. Harry's been the ultimate team player for Charlie, holding off George as long as he could. Just giving him that bit of a cushion for DRS. And yeah, I mean, we saw the McLarens make a good move down turn 1, on lap 1 as well. But obviously we saw Jamie fall back, and then Callum's just falling back down.
Yeah, but very quickly, whilst we got a little bit of a break up top, we do have Jamie now climbed up to P18, Peter climbed back up to P16. But if there is lag, those two are probably suffering it the most with the AIs about.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, Sector 1, there's pretty much no way to overtake around there. So that's like a third of the track already just cut off for them.
It's not going to be good, but George now up to P... Oh, he was already up to P2, wasn't he? That was me being stupid. Yeah, sorry. I for some reason I didn't count that out, but yes. Now Lewis Hamilton pits, which means Peter takes up to P15. Jamie takes up to P17. Whether they can make their way back up, who knows? Peter now up to P14, so he's getting overtakes done very quickly. Nice one by Peter. But a Sector 1, what's gone on here? It's George Russell falling down as well.
Oh, for Mercedes.
What has gone wrong for Mercedes today? Who knows? But utter carnage so far for this little sprint race. And it's only lap 4.
But he's damaged that Mercedes as well.
Not good at all, but Jamie's now got the overtake on Kevin Magnussen, which means he now has Peter in front of him, but Peter is bugging all over the place. Are you seeing this?
No, let me go down.
It's not as bad now, but he was like bugging all over the place, trying to get past him, and he was just jumping from side to side.
Me. Yeah, I didn't see it, unfortunately.
But it is what it is.
George is really close to beat. Oh, Charlie. Oh, no, he's got it. Charlie still got it. I was going to say, yeah, they were really close then, like below a tenth, but Charlie seems to have still kept that position.
Will Charlie be able to hold on to it for the last 5 laps? That is the question. Will it be done? Who knows? But George is a ever presenting threat that you can't just stamp down. He won't stay down, will he?
No, but as we've seen so far, there's been a couple of mistakes for him. Oh.
That's Mick Schumacher, who's stopped, I see, on my map. Probably slipped out.
Another damaged wing as well. Blimey. Yeah, like I was saying, George's had a couple of slip-ups so far. So, I'd still say that the race itself has still got anyone on the cards for the winner.
Very true, very true. But will George be able to get the overtake? He is absolutely applying the utmost pressure he can on to Charlie. Harry is a little bit behind George. If Harry can catch up, then he can play that ultimate team game again. But it's whether he can do it or not, who knows?
Yeah, I think I might just slightly be out of his reach. But I think that might be smart from George there. Depends if he can get the move done around here. He still can't get the move done. Charlie's got some serious pace without DRS. Yeah, I don't really know.
Who knows, who knows? But George has at least 4 laps left to get it done. I mean, it's possible. But, who knows? But, we'll have to see what happens. But now Peter, all the way back up in P11. Nice recovery by Peter. Jamie, up to P15 now, a bit behind Peter. I'm sure he can catch up in no time, who knows. But we're going to go back up to the top here as George has pulled to the inside and has got the overtake done. Of course, it's as soon as I look away, he gets the overtake done.
Yeah, literally. Just pop down to Peter and instantly he's already made the move.
It's typical, isn't it? But again, as I said about Harry, don't count out Charlie just yet. I mean, he's shown this season that he can race with George. He can challenge him for race wins. So I wouldn't say count him out just yet. I think that Charlie could come back.
Yeah, with DRS, he's just going to put him ever so closer.
But he's going to have to definitely try his best to see if he can find that gap either on the inside or the outside, or even get pulled in a bit closer, because it seems to be he's trying to stay within his time now, but the DRS is potentially keeping him there. As soon as he loses that DRS, will George get away?
It'll be something to keep an eye on, that's for certain.
Very true, very true. But we'll have to see what happens now. This could end to be a Red Bull 2-3. That's not bad for constructors, especially being in a battle with McLaren. That will boost their chances a lot more.
It will, and yeah, just going back to the McLaren drivers, it's pretty much been a lonely race for Callum now. After the spin he had, he's too far away from either driver that's in front or behind, and Jamie's really trying to push his way up the grid, but as this is a sprint, he's not going to gain anything from it except from the position he starts the race in.
Very true. He was in such a good position in P3, and it's just gone wrong for him, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just not really been his race. The start was manic for most drivers, to be fair, so you can't really say too much of his fault, but I think probably with the amount of stuff that went on, there might be some investigations going. He just made a clean double overtake there. He went a little wide, but he got the move done. Anyway, so I put some up to P12, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's all that matters in the grand scheme. Getting the overtakes, no matter how you do it, as long as you get it done.
Yeah, and Peter's going to be one to keep an eye on. He might, well, I don't know if he will, but he's could possibly try and get himself to 8th place. He still could rescue a point here.
Will he be able to get that P9 off of Charles Leclerc? Especially with the lag, it's going to be a challenge. No DRS for either, because I don't think either was truly behind, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, it's a bit weird that neither of them had it. But
he still pulls in front, still gets it done. Nicely done for him. But who knows? He's 2.2 seconds behind Yuki Tsunoda. With 2 laps left to go, I think it's very, very possible that he could get up there and get that at least a point. You know?
Yeah. Anything's really better than nothing, isn't it? So.
Exactly. But Charlie seems to be losing time now. He's not losing massive times with that DRS, but he's still losing a bit of time each bit, isn't he, with that DRS?
Yeah, he seems to have somehow stayed in the 1 second, so he's still got the DRS to pull him along, but yeah, think he is slowly struggling. Not too sure if he'll be able to keep within that DRS.
But we shall see what happens. This happened when I was on my own. Kept mumbling. I kept stuttering. Everything was going wrong for me. It was not good. But we will. Yeah, hopefully I'll get better at it. Hopefully I'll recover my my stable commentating position. But we'll see what happens. But now Jamie fighting away with the Alpha Atari of Pierre Gasly. Can he pull in front? He wasn't able to on that time, but he may get the DRS here. He does have it. No, he doesn't. No one getting DRS.
Strange.
What is going on with the DRS today?
Is it maybe just possibly a visual glitch? Maybe, I don't know.
Who knows? The questions. We'll see what happens. But now, Peter is in P9, as we said before, but now has a 0.4 second gap. Could recover the P8 position and get that 1 point we were discussing is today even further, because he's right up close with the AIs here.
Yeah, he could, and yeah, he's got P8. He could get better than that.
It is very possible. He has a few AIs in front of him. I'd say he could at least maybe get about 5 points today, maybe 4 points.
Yeah, he'll probably get the Aston Martin going to this corner, maybe. Oh, ISO yellow. Don't know.
Who knows? But he's up to P7 now, getting those 2 points. Sebastian Vettel has retired.
Oh, blimey.
Maybe a technical fault.
Yeah, probably, to be fair. That's probably why he was going so slow.
Who knows?
Yeah, he could easily finish P5, I reckon.
He just needs to try and get these moves done before he reaches the finish line, obviously. I mean, anyone who doesn't understand that concept needs to listen to Will Buxton more. If you come first, you win the race. If you don't, you don't win. No way. No way. I never thought that. But George and Charlie now down on the final straight, which means George will be coming up to the finish line any moment now. So, people, I would say, without a shadow of a doubt, here is your winner of the Miami Sprint Race in Season 4 is George taking home another win. Here we go, setting a fast lap of 12 at 131.128. Brilliant work by George today, I must say. Charlie takes P2. Harry comes home in P3, making it a Red Bull 2 and 3 as well. Callum, I'm sure, will bring home that P4 position. But it's now down to whether Peter can get this overtake on Valtteri Bottas. It's not looking likely. And Peter will come home for that P6 position. But now, Jamie comes home to take P10, but sadly no points here today. But it is what it is, ain't it, Preston? But, people, thank you for watching this sprint race, and we'll be back with you with the leaderboard in a second. Driver of the day, of course, goes to Peter. I always forget about that. See you in a second. And here is your sprint race leaderboard. George takes the full 8 points. Charlie 7 points in P2. Harry in P3. Callum in P4. Peter in P6. And Jamie sadly outside the points in P10. Thank you for watching this video today, people. We'll be back with you tomorrow for the full race. Do not go anywhere, people. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.